This one was said to me that it was the first reggae music in Jamaica, you know?
Yeah.
I never love to say things about me, but people say that that Bangarang was the first reggae song that was made in Jamaica.
Wow.
And since they say that, I'm saying it too.
Wow. Okay.
So this is the first reggae song that was made in Jamaica, and it is called Bangarang. I miss a mama no one bangarang. Pada 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 pada. Mama no one bangarang. Pada 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 pada. Mama no one bangarang. Pada 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 pada. Mama no one bangarang. Pada 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 pada. Bridge. Pa 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 pa. Pa 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 pa. Pa 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 pa. Pa 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 pa. Let me hear you. Mama no one bangarang. Hey 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 hey. I miss say mama no one bangarang. Pada 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 pada. I miss say mama no one bangarang. Pada 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 pada. Mama no one bangarang. Pada 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 pada. Ole.
Yes. The very first reggae song performed live by Foundation artist Stranger Cole. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on the show today, and it's so good to have you. It's so good that you keep coming back to Australia as well.
Oh,
we love that.
Well, I always will come back to Australia.
Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen of Melbourne. We need to move forward. We need to get off of those steps. That's a danger. Come into the room. Come into the room. Okay, back in your being, good people of Melbourne. Let's big it up for Johnny Longshot. Let's big it up for Mr. Fresh Puskas. Let's big it up for Jesse I. And please, 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 let's give it up
Oh my. It's good to be home. Thank you very much.
Absolutely killer production in 1973 by the man Lee Scratch Perry. Stranger, I'm dying to know what it was like to work with Lee Scratch Perry in the studio. What was it like?
Oh, it's all about fun working with Mr. Lee Scratch Perry, you know? I think he's one of the greatest producers in Jamaica,
Absolutely.
you know? Not because of the Bob Marley era, but because of music in a whole, you know? Because he's a creator, you know? He creates a lot of things, and I think more or less that is what the music is losing today. Creation, you know, a lot of young artists, they don't create, they are going back to the older stuff, you know? If you listen to a lot of new music, you can hear old rhythms and new song, you know? So I do appreciate being one that was there with Mr. Perry.
Yeah.
With his creation, you know?
And so it was always relaxed in the studio. I mean, I heard that Bob Marley even said that when he worked with Lee Scratch Perry in the studio, that was the one time when he'd stay silent and he'd just observe the genius in action. Was it like that for you? Did it feel like you were with a genius?
I think it's like that for all artists because Lee Scratch Perry was a very forceful producer. He wasn't kicked back like Cox nor Duke Reid, you know? Lee Scratch Perry is a man that is around the mixing board doing his stuff and all of these things, you know? And Mr. Reid and Mr. Coxon, they just give instruction and people do all the work, you know? So I would say Mr. Lee Scratch Perry is one of a kind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Of course, you've worked with many producers. I'm curious to know what Sonia Pottinger was like because she was the first female record producer in Jamaica, right?
Yes.
So she must have been an incredible woman in that time to cut through the scene because it was a tough business back then, right?
Oh, yes, it was tough, you know, but she wasn't in it as a lady before, but her husband before was in the business, so I think more or less she learned from her husband because her husband recorded people like Jimmy James and some other guys and all of that, you know. So I think more or less that she learned that music business from her husband, but she became a great woman.
Yeah, absolutely. One producer as well that I'd like to ask you about, he's not too well known, but he's actually from Melbourne here in Caulfield in the southeastern suburbs. His name's Graham Goodall. I'm not sure if did you come across him?
Oh, yes. All of my early things that I did was engineered by Mr. Goodall, like Rough and Tough, When You Call My Name, and all of those early Treasure thing was done with Mr. Goodall. He's a genius.
Wow. So a lot of people don't know that. Representing Melbourne, Australia, Graham
genius.
Goodall.
And I could go along by saying to you how genealogist he is. Am I right with that big word?
Sure. Well, in fact, while you're making up words.
Yes, you know, I'm creative.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a man. In those early days, you know, everything has mic'd up, the drum and all of these mic'd, and then you would have four singers, like the Techniques would be singing around one microphone, you know. It's not like in these days you can do so much kind of thing. And Mr. Goodall would say, hey, you with that big voice, go back a little more. You with a fine voice, come up a little more and you stay here. And it came out so excellent, you know. It's like wonders to me.
How did he sound to you? Did he have an Australian accent?
Well, I really didn't listen to him too much, you know. Because in those days, you just go inside the studio and do what they said you must do.
Yeah.
The singers didn't have any talk. I was talking to Mr. Mohere this morning and telling him that the early days, you don't talk to musicians. You know, sometimes they may do a song out of the key that I don't really like, but I just got to do it because that's what they say, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of a little different now. I have a say, you know?
Yeah. Speaking of the word that you invented before, was it genealogists?
I think so. It's a part of genius.
That's a good start because I actually wanted to try and get you to translate some terms from your songs that I've never known the meaning of. What does kukudu mean?
Oh, well, kukudu is really a bird, you know.
Okay.
And like a cuckoo in the tree.
Right.
Like a cuckoo-doodle-doo. Like he's singing a song.
Yeah.
And that's the word I put to his song.
Okay.
Yes.
And what about bangarang? What does bangarang mean?
Well, bangarang means trouble and problem, you know? And when I say mama don't want bangarang, I mean you should go to school, you know, and all of these things, because if mama get bangarang, it's gonna be a lot of stuff for you.
Yeah.
So bangarang is something wrong, not doing the right thing.
Okay.
It's wrong.
Yeah. And there were a lot of people doing the wrong thing back in Kingston in the early 60s. A lot of rude boys in the dance.
Oh, yes, a lot of rude boys, you know?
Was it a rough place to grow up, Kingston?
Well, not for me, because I'm Mr. Rough and Tough, you know?
Okay. And how did you get the name Stranger?
Oh, well, Stranger started a long time ago from I was born, you know? I was told by my mom that when I was born, I didn't resemble anyone in the family. So they say, this is a stranger. So when I came in the music business, I thought more or less I should use that name, Stranger.
Yeah.
And here I am, baby.
Yeah. And here you are to perform at Bar 303 tomorrow night.
Oh, yes.
Along with the Moon Hops, and we've actually got Rodrigo.
I'm looking forward. And here in the studio with me, it's Mr. Pat Powell and Rodrigo on guitar.
Wonderful.
And later on, we're going to jam a little thing for you. But they're going to be there tomorrow night with us, with the Moon Ups.
Wonderful. Can you jam now?
Yeah, we could jam, but if Mr. Lydie Moyer Slim is going to join in, because he's also here with us.
Mr. Mohair Slim, you're going to join in on backing vocals? So we're all just going to crowd one microphone here, one guitar around.
Yeah, like Mr. Goodart.
All right.
Yeah. This is a story about a man who builds his house on another man's land. I saw what happened and began to shout, "Run, Joe! Oh, the man at your door. Run, Joe! No time to tie your shoelace. Run, Joe! Run as fast as you can. Run, Joe! Run with your pants in your hand. Joe shoe drop, him couldn't run. Joe buck him toe, him tumble down. I saw what happened and began to shout, "Run, Joe! Oh, the man back at you. Run, Joe! Mind him catch up on you. Run, Joe! Run as fast as you can. Run, Joe! Run with your pants in your hand. Run, Joe! Run, Joe! Run, Joe! Run, Joe! Run, Joey, Joey, Joe, Joey, 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 Joe, Joey, 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 Joe, Joey, 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 Joe, Joey, Joey. Come in now, lady. Run, Joe! Run, Joe! Run, Joe! Come in now, Rick. Run, Joe! Run, Joe! Run, Joe!
Wonderful.
Super.
Run, Joe. So that one originally backed by the Scatterlights, is that
Yeah,
correct? So
definitely.
1965.
I don't know.
Okay. So speaking of genius and the Scatterlights, this tune right here is the man Don Drummond, the genius trombonist who was part of the Scatterlights. Did you ever have the pleasure of working with Don Drummond, or was it a little bit later that he joined the Scatterlights?
Oh, yes, I have the pleasure of working with Don Drummond when he joined the Scatterlight.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
there was...
maybe I was there just a little before.
Okay. Because there were so many wonderful musicians in the Scatterlights, Tommy McCook, Roland Alfonso.
Yes.
But Don Drummond seemed to be the real fire.
Yes,
in
he
the
was
group.
a teacher, you know.
Yeah.
You have musicians and musicians, you know.
Yeah.
Like Rodrigo here, you know, is like a teacher too, you know. And
Yeah.
he'll be playing with me tomorrow night.
Yes. And Rodrigo, so obviously you're the front man for one of Melbourne's premier rocksteady bands, the Moonhops.
Yes, Rick. Hi, how are you, man? Thanks
To-
for having us.
It's a pleasure. To people who haven't had the pleasure of seeing you play live down at Jamaica Jump Up, tell us about the Moonhops.
Well, we're basically a revival band. We became fascinated with the rocksteady sound, ska, rocksteady, and early reggae sound. Maybe 10, nearly 12 years ago now. I've been just slamming it ever since. You know, we've been dedicated to playing that sound, achieving it again, and making it live, making it exist once again in the live arena. Yeah, it's been quite a trip and a real joy to have Stranger Cole visiting our shores, and being able to host him is just the...
Yeah, it must be an honor. And so the rehearsals have been going well?
Yeah, really well, yeah.
Okay, so it's a big one tomorrow night, Bar 303.
Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time from Mr. Stranger Cole. He's going to be hanging in Melbourne for a month. Next week you can see him on the Reggae the Reggae Cruise. Go buy your tickets tonight, or you'll have a few rums and a few beers, because you know it makes sense to stand in the presence of a man like this. For Christ's sake, let the rock of Mr. Stranger Cole. Here we go. This is a story about a man who built his house on another man's land. As I was up in my began to show. Oh, the man at your door. No time to tie your shoelace. Run as fast as you can. Run with your friends in your hand. To the top, and go and run. And walk into, and tumble down. As I was up in my began to show. Oh, the man back at you. Mine and catch up on you. Run as fast as you can. Run with your friends in your eyes. Look at everything. week from now, the lady cover, Reggae Cruise. You get to do it all again. For the moon hops. One more time for the dogs. One more time for the home section. One more time for Tony on the sound. Wonderful job. One more time for Jack and all of the DOD for hosting us. Wonderful stuff. We'll wait through here till 3 a.m. with some DJs after. Jesse I. Let's boost us. More hair slim. If you want to see Slim in the Jamaican Music and Food Festival tomorrow, it might be there's a rumor. See you tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. One more time for Mr. Stranger.
And then also, I've got the pleasure of joining you with Mohair Slim, Kilmarnock Steve, DJ Sister Sarah, and Kashani Bad for the Reggae Cruise. That is going to be a wonderful one. I hear it's DJs, selectors, and women and children first on the lifeboats if the boat goes down. But Stranger and the Moon Hops will get a helicopter. So
Oh yes, I will, because I was talking about this boat ride thing because I really can't swim,
Oh, really? Okay.
So I'm so happy to be on the boat.
Okay, yeah, we'll keep a close eye on you at all times.
This one is called Bangarang. No, yeah, I'm a woman, I want Bangarang. Wait up! Are you ready to rock? Fine. want to give you some of my pay. Feel good, you know? Yeah. I feel like I'm in Jamaica. The only difference right here, I don't see many marijuana. But I smoke it there, not here. This one is the ladies' song, but the men love it too. This one is called... I'm not gonna say it, man. Look at me. All right.
Okay, I speak for a stranger. The name of this next song is
Cat.
A Cat. It's a cat. Cat ska. Do the cat ska, okay?
Leave me, let me play with my pussy. Wait up! Are you ready to rock? Be good! Now you leave me, let me play with my pussy. Let me play with my pussy. I love to feel her here. I love to play with her wall. My girl gave me that little pussy when she's far away from me. Love to feel her here. I love to play with her wall. Ever since I was a boy, pussy only be my toy. Now I grew to be a man. I got another one to keep my company. My girl gave me that little pussy when she's far away from me. Love to feel her here. I love to feel her call. How you feel? the pussy. Very nice. When I get my freedom, whoa, whoa, whoa. When I get my freedom, everyone will know. They will see a little different light shining right on me. Got to get my freedom. Got to more life. Freedom for the people of Australia, Jamaica, Africa, America. When I get my freedom, forever it will last. Lord have mercy. When I get my freedom, sorrows will be the past. And then you see me with a different smile, with a different style. Got to get my freedom. Got to freedom for the little baby. Freedom for you and me. Thank you, Lord. One more time. When I get my freedom, forever it will last. Lord have mercy. When I get my freedom, sorrows will be the past. And then you see me with a different smile, with a different style. Got to get my freedom. Got to. A round of applause for the keyboard.
gentlemen, we've got one more from We Are in the Presence of an Angel on Earth. Mr. Stranger Cole, a real life angel. Oh my God, to be with this man is just the most wonderful thing. And we've had him in Melbourne with the Moonhops. Do we want one more from Mr. Stranger Cole? Stranger, I don't think they heard me. I don't think they heard me. Do you want one more from Mr. Stranger Cole?
This one is another one. This one is called Rough and Tough. Who are you that I should be mindful of? You run for refuge and were rescued. That's a fact. Then why lie and try to find the other peace? Yes, the good you do leaves after you. You could pop and tell you what, it shall be rough and tough on your side. So stop lying, don't try to bite the under piece. For the good you do lives after you. How you feeling? Brilliant! Be good! You could bump, huff and bump until you bust. It shall be rough and tough on your side. So stop lying, don't try to buy the under baby. For the good you do lives after you. I said the good you do lives after you. I said the good you do lives after you. I said the good you do lives after you. I said the good you do lives after you. I said the good you do lives after you. Ole!
Oh yeah, Reggae Cruise 2017. We can't let Mr. Stranger Cole go yet, can we? One more time for Mr. William Theodore Cole. slowly. Control. Run as fast as you can. Control. Run with your pants in your hand. Control. Soldier, he couldn't run. To buck him to and tumble down. As I was happened, I began to shout. Control. Oh, the man back at you. Control. Mind him catch up on you. Control. Run as fast as you can. Control. Run with your pants in your hand. Control. Let me hear you. Run, Joe. Let me hear you. Run, Joe. Big. Run, Joe.
Run, stranger, run, stranger!
Big.
Run, Joe.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, let's introduce the band from left to right. Mr. Baz Turnbull on guitar, Mr. Patrick Cronin on trumpet, Mr. Dean Himson on saxophone, Mr. Chris Sherman on bass, Mr. Steve Phillips on drums, Mr. Adrian Reeves on keys, Mr. Rodrigo Pino on the moonhot, and last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, on the Reggae Cruise number 10, big ups to Diego. We got Mr. Stranger.
Oh, the man back at you. Mind him catch up on you. Run as fast as you can. Run with your pants in your hand. Run. Let me hear you. Let me hear you. Kick on. Thank you.
One time. Mr. Stranger, Captain, Will on the from Kingston, Jamaica. Thanks for your support, ladies. Thanks for your support, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I just want to say thank you not only for coming to Australia again, for playing for us tomorrow night at Bar 303 and the Reggae Cruise next Saturday.
Thank you very much.
But also for your invaluable contribution to the foundation of all this Jamaican music
Yes,
that we
sir.
love so dearly.
Thanks.
It's been an honor to have such a legend here in the place.
Honor for me too. I just want to shout out to a few people
Yeah.
like Mr. Pat Powell's family.
Yes,
who's
Pat, big
gonna
up
be
yourself.
some backing vocal with me tomorrow. And Wally, Emily Jane, Anne-Marie Blade, Leonie Brown, Rose Amides, and Jim and Larry, and the rest of fans, family and friends. See you there.
Wonderful. We can't wait to see you. Stranger Cole here live on Rhythm Yard.
Thanks.